The U.S. Repatriation Program is administered by the Office of Human Services, Emergency Preparedness and Response, or OHSEPR, within the Administration for Children and Families of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. OHSEPR leads all federal emergency repatriation planning and operations conducted under the program. OHSEPR may request assistance from other federal, state, and local entities as needed to support emergency repatriation operations. This video provides instructions for authorized representatives of state agencies or of an OHSEPR authorized support agency to complete the Emergency Repatriation Reimbursement Request Form. The purpose of this form is to request reimbursement for costs that are reasonable, allowable, and linked to an expense incurred by an authorized agency supporting an emergency repatriation operation due to 1. OHSEPR's activation notice to a state to activate their state emergency repatriation plan. 2. Agreement with OHSEPR to support an emergency repatriation operation. Or 3. An OHSEPR-approved planning, training, or exercise activity in support of the U.S. Repatriation Program. Note that only one state representative may submit reimbursement requests for all costs incurred from any party for the authorized repatriation operation. Reimbursement requests may be submitted on an ongoing basis. However, requests must be submitted no later than 1 year after the deactivation notice date for an emergency repatriation operation or the completion date of the planning, training, or exercise activity. There are 3 sections in the form to complete. Let's go over each section. Section 1 asks for agency and incident information. In Item 1, fill in the name and address of your requesting agency. In Item 2, select the type of agency. Check the most appropriate box to describe your organization. Item 3 asks for the incident name and date range. List the incident name, activation date, and the deactivation date, if applicable. In Item 4, select the nature of the claim, either partial, final, or a revision to a claim submitted at a previous date. If this is a partial claim, indicate the number of this request in the series. If this request is for a revision, include the request date and a copy of the previously submitted form. In Item 5, you will provide information about the Emergency Repatriation Center, or ERC. Indicate if the ERC was an airport, military base, or other, and include the name. You can check multiple boxes if there was more than one ERC. Write the total number of ERCs on the bottom row of Item 5. In Section 2, you need to list the cost amounts for which you are requesting reimbursement. Table 6 lists various costs in 3 columns, including 4 other costs, where you can specify the expense. States must not include any federal agency's costs in a state's reimbursement request. Next to each type of cost, list the total dollar amount you are requesting reimbursement for in the total column. In Item 7, write any additional information you wish to share regarding the costs. Be sure to include supporting documentation for these costs, such as signed cost approval forms, receipts, signed vouchers, invoices, etc. Documentation must be provided for both administrative and temporary assistance costs. Refer to the instructions on page 2 and 3 of this form, ACF's Emergency Repatriation Information Memorandum, and 45 CFR Part 75 for more information regarding required documentation. In Section 3, you will certify that the information in Sections 1 and 2 you entered on this form is true, complete, and accurate to the best of your knowledge. You will enter your name, title, and contact information in Items 8 and 9. Provide your signature in Item 10, and then date the request submission in Item 11 using the format suggested. By signing this form, you are also aware of the penalties for submitting false information. After you complete, sign, and date the form, send the reimbursement request form and any supporting documentation to the address provided on the form or via email to the designated ACF staff person and OHSEPR-AF@acf.hhs.gov.